The Himalayas rise like the spine of the earth itself, colossal and eternal, stretching beyond sight into skies tinged with dawn. From a distance, the mountains seem frozen in time, jagged peaks piercing clouds as if daring the heavens. Our journey begins here with a sweeping 4K aerial shot that captures the immensity of these giants, their snow-clad ridges sparkling like scattered diamonds. The narrator's voice, warm yet awe-filled, guides us through their story, a tale of collisions, patience, and one unstoppable geological force, 50 million years ago, the Indian subcontinent, drifting like a restless wanderer, collided with the Asian plate. Slowly, relentlessly, the crust buckled, folded, and was forced skyward. Oceans became stone, valleys became glaciers, and the highest mountains on Earth were born. Animated sequences illustrate tectonic plates grinding, rocks twisting, and the slow birth of peaks that would later host climbers, monks, and adventurers. We feel the weight of time here, not in years, but in millennia of imperceptible movement, shaping a world of extremes. Yet the Himalayas are more than geological marvels. They are living mountains, still growing, still shifting. The camera glides over deep gorges where rivers carve their path with relentless determination, hinting at the power that birthed these peaks. The narrator pauses, reflecting on the human fascination with mountains' air fear, our admiration, and our eternal urge to climb higher. A small trekking group emerges on a distant ridge, dwarfed by the colossal slopes, laughter carrying over the crisp morning air. Here, the thrill of adventure begins to pulse through the story. As the first rays of sun illuminates hidden valleys and glaciers, we glimpse hints of the journeys ahead. Paths untrodden, villages clinging to cliffs, and forests whispering secrets centuries old. There is a promise of discovery, of both wonder and challenge. This opening chapter sets the tone. The Himalayas are not merely a backdrop, they are the protagonist, alive with history, danger, and beauty. And with each frame, the viewer is invited to step closer, to feel the icy wind, the shifting rock beneath, and the vast, humbling scale of the giants that have stood for millions of years. Descending from the colossal peaks, the camera glides into valleys veiled in mist, where sunlight filters through dense pine forests, casting dappled shadows on narrow trails. The mountains, towering above, seem to whisper secrets carried by the wind, stories of ancient civilizations and long-forgotten journeys. Our footsteps follow a winding path carved by rivers and time, where small villages cling precariously to hillsides, their terraced fields a patchwork of green and gold. This is the softer, yet equally enchanting face of the Himalayas. Locals emerge from quaint stone houses, their smiles warm against the crisp mountain air. Monks in saffron robes move silently along cliff-edge paths, prayer flags fluttering behind them like whispers of faith. A guide, cheerful yet seasoned, leads us through trails that are deceptively gentle at first. He points to hidden waterfalls, tumbling into emerald pools, and to the delicate orchids peeking from mossy boulders. Each step is a blend of discovery and subtle thrill. The valley, though peaceful, hints at untamed wilderness just beyond sight. Birdsong mingles with the rush of glacial streams, creating a soundtrack as rich as the scenery. The camera pans across misty ravines where shadows dance between ancient rocks, capturing the kind of quiet magic that draws travelers and dreamers alike. Humor and lighthearted moments emerge, naturally a goat precariously balancing on a ridge, a child racing along terraces, adding human warmth to this breathtaking environment. As we move deeper, the valleys reveal hidden monasteries, centuries old, perched on seemingly impossible ledges. Their bells chime with the wind, resonating through the silence and lending a spiritual rhythm to the journey. The narrative reflects on how humans have not merely survived here, they have harmonized with the mountains, crafting lives that honor the giants above. The camera tilts upward as distant peaks reappear, their jagged silhouettes promising challenges ahead. The whispering valleys fade behind, and the first hints of steep cliffs and snowy ridges emerge. Adventure calls louder now, as our journey presses into uncharted heights. The valleys have prepared us for what comes next, the heart-pounding ascent into the peaks of danger, where courage and skill will be tested against the sheer grandeur of the Himalayas, beyond the gentle valleys. The mountains rise sharply again, their slopes jagged and unforgiving. The path narrows, carved by centuries of avalanches and glacial movement, daring travelers to step carefully. The camera sweeps across sheer cliffs dusted with snow, capturing the staggering verticality of the Himalayas, where a single misstep could send climbers plummeting into deep ravines. Our journey shifts from peaceful exploration to edge-of-your-seat adventure, where courage meets nature's raw power. A team of climbers, clad in vibrant gear against the stark white landscape, prepares to ascend a particularly treacherous ridge. Their breaths condense into the icy air as ropes are secured and cramp hands bite into frozen rock. The narrator reflects on the human desire to confront these giants, to test strength and will against nature's towering forces. Every frozen grip carries tension and exhilaration alike. Drone shots glide alongside climbers, showing both the danger beneath and the sublime beauty all around. The peaks themselves seem to challenge the adventurers. Wind howling through narrow gullies and snowflakes swirling like fleeting spirits. Yet danger here is entwined with awe. Glaciers glint in sunlight, jagged rock formations frame distant summits, and clouds drift lazily beneath climbers' feet. One misstep in humor or haste could be costly, but the thrill of standing on untouched ridges rewards every ounce of effort. Here, the Himalayas assert themselves not as distant wonders, but as living, breathing entities commanding respect between climbs. The camera captures moments of reflection. A climber pauses, looking out across a sea of peaks, laughter mixing with a whispered prayer. This chapter balances heart-stopping action with quiet. It's personal insight, showing that courage is not just physical, but emotional, and that these mountains teach humility at every turn. Snow-laden paths twist and turn into hidden gullies, hinting at more than mere obstacles. They hold stories, legends, and ancient secrets waiting to be discovered. As the climbers reach a high plateau, the peaks soften into the golden glow of sunset. The danger eases, revealing hidden monasteries and prayer flags fluttering in the wind, symbols of reverence amidst the peril. The journey, though thrilling, now prepares us for the spiritual side of the mountains. The sacred heights await in the next chapter, where peril gives way to awe. An adventure intersects with the timeless human quest for meaning above the clouds, as the sun dips behind jagged peaks, and the mountain landscape softens, revealing a quieter, more contemplative side of the Himalayas. High ridges give way to ancient monasteries perched impossibly on cliffs, their saffron walls glowing in the fading light. Prayer flags ripple in the wind, carrying whispered chants across valleys far below. The journey shifts from the adrenaline of steep ascents to a spiritual exploration, where the mountains themselves feel alive with devotion and history. We follow a winding trail to one such monastery, where monks, serene yet alert, perform daily rituals amidst incense and stone carvings. Their chants echo softly, blending with the murmur of wind through the peaks. Here in the shadow of the giants, time seems to stretch, and human presence feels both humble and enduring. The camera captures intimate details: the flicker of candlelight, the creak of old wood doors, and the gentle smiles of the monks as if inviting the audience into a living portrait of Himalayan devotion. From these heights, the Himalayas reveal a different kind of thrill: the inner journey. Adventurers pause to reflect on their path. Humbled by the mountain's grandeur and the resilience of those who live in their embrace, the valleys below shimmer with gold and green, a stark contrast to the icy ridges climbed moments before. Humor and warmth enter subtly: a child playing with prayer flags, curious yak approaching the monastery courtyard, reminding us that life here is vibrant, alive, and deeply human. The narrator explores how these sacred spaces have drawn pilgrims, explorers, and seekers for centuries. Tales of meditation atop cliffs, of visions inspired by clouds and light, weave seamlessly with the thrill of physical exploration. Cinematic drone shots reveal the vastness of the surrounding peaks, while closer frames show hands folded in prayer, eyes lifted toward the endless sky. Here, reverence and adventure coexist, forming a delicate balance that defines the Himalayas' unique magic. As shadows lengthen, the camera pans toward the forests and valleys just beyond the monasteries. Hidden paths hint at life unseen, and a rustle in the undergrowth suggests creatures waiting to reveal themselves. The spiritual journey above now prepares the audience for a new kind of wonder, the hidden wildlife of the Himalayas, where curiosity, discovery, and the thrill of observation lead the next chapter of our adventure. Descending from the sacred ridges, the camera glides into dense forests and alpine meadows, where life thrives in secret. The Himalayas, colossal and silent from a distance, are teeming with creatures that have adapted to extreme altitudes and rugged terrain. Snow leopards, elusive and graceful, stalk shadowed valleys, while Himalayan manals, radiant with iridescent feathers, dart through the undergrowth. Each frame captures the thrill of discovery, blending suspense with the awe of nature's ingenuity. A local wildlife guide joins the journey, sharing stories passed down through generations about the hidden inhabitants of these mountains. He points to subtle signs, a paw print in fresh snow, the faint rustle of leaves, a distant call echoing through the peaks. Cameras follow quietly, capturing intimate glimpses without disturbing the fragile ecosystem. Viewers sense the tension of predator and prey, the delicate balance of life at the edge of survival. Every moment is both cinematic and educational, revealing the resilience required to thrive in this extreme environment. The adventure continues along narrow ridges, overlooking deep gorges, where the roar of cascading rivers fills the air. A herd of Himalayan tahr appears on a cliffside, moving with astonishing agility. Birds of prey circle overhead, riding thermals that twist through valleys like invisible highways. The combination of suspense, beauty, and the unexpected creates a living, breathing portrait of wildlife that is both thrilling and inspirational. Moments of human connection emerge naturally, researchers documenting endangered species, quakers, pausing in awe, and children from nearby villages pointing out rare sightings with pride. Humor punctuates the tension. A curious red panda peeks from bamboo thickets, seemingly observing the camera crew with as much curiosity as the audience feels. These interactions add warmth and relatability, emphasizing that humans and wildlife share the same Himalayan stage, each influencing the other subtly. As sunlight fades, the camera pans toward glacial ridges and icy cliffs, hinting at the stories of courage and ambition that await in the mountains above. The wildlife recedes into shadows, leaving the peaks as silent witnesses to human endeavor and natural drama alike. These hidden creatures prepare us for tales of daring and legend, leading directly into the next chapter, Legends in Ice and Stone, where history, myth, and mountaineering feats intertwine against the eternal backdrop of the Himalayas. Beyond the forested valleys and hidden wildlife, the Himalayas rise once more, jagged and eternal, their icy summits gleaming under the sun. These peaks are not merely stone and snow, they are storytellers, explored with the legends of climbers, explorers, and the ancient peoples who first revered them. As the camera glides over towering ridges and shimmering glaciers, we enter a realm where history and myth intertwine, creating a tapestry of daring, devotion, and awe. Animated sequences depict early expeditions, mountaineers navigating treacherous slopes, and tearing at their tents, frost biting at exposed skin. Narration recounts tales of triumph and tragedy, heroes who conquered impossible summits, and those who vanished into the mountain's silent embrace. Each glacier, icefall, and crevasse seems alive with the memories of these adventures, inviting viewers to feel the mixture of fear, respect, and exhilaration that defines the Himalayan journey. Local folklore enriches the story. The mountains, it is said, house spirits both protective and capricious. Villagers speak of snow demons and guardians of the peaks. Tales passed down for generations, warning climbers and travelers of nature's unpredictability. The camera captures crumbling stone paths, windswept ridges, and caves where monks once sought solitude, blending legend and reality in cinematic harmony. This chapter balances adventure with reverence, thrilling the audience while highlighting the mountain's deep cultural significance. As climbers ascend, aerial shots emphasize scale, tiny figures against a backdrop of infinite ice and stone. Humor flickers through human moments, the slip of a boot, a shared laugh amidst exhaustion, reminding viewers that courage and resilience are human constants, even in the harshest environments. The mountains challenge not only the body, but the spirit, and each step carries a story of determination, humility, and wonder. The sun begins its descent, casting golden light over rushing glaciers that feed the rivers below. The peaks, legends in themselves, hint at the lifeblood flowing from ice to valley. This transition from stone to water introduces a new journey, where the Himalayas' towering presence sustains life across vast landscapes. The narrative shifts naturally from tales of heroism to nature's enduring generosity, guiding the audience toward the next chapter, rivers of life, where water, adventure, and human connection converge in the shadow of these ancient giants. From the glaciers and icy ridges, the Himalayas give birth to rivers that carve valleys, nourish forests, and sustain life for millions. Our journey follows these waters as they tumble from snowfields into gorges. Twisting through alpine meadows and rushing past terraced villages, the camera captures the sparkling currents in breathtaking 4K clarity, highlighting both their beauty and their immense power. Every ripple and waterfall tells a story of survival, transformation, and connection. Adventurers navigate these waterways with wide-eyed wonder. Whitewater rafting along foaming rapids thrills the senses. Calmer sections reveal tranquil riverbanks where villagers wash clothes. Children play, and birds skim the surface in delicate arcs. The narrator reflects on how the Himalayas' lifeblood shapes both nature and human civilization, reminding viewers that these mountains are not only monumental but essential. Cinematic aerial shots show rivers meandering through deep gorges, dwarfed by peaks, emphasizing the contrast between the immense scale of the mountains and the vital fragility of life below. Along the banks, local guides explain traditional irrigation techniques and stories of how rivers were once used for transport and trade. Humor flickers naturally. A goat slips into a shallow bend, eliciting laughter from villagers, and a curious child waves energetically at the camera, reminding us of the playful interactions threaded through everyday Himalayan life. Adventure, wonder, and human connection intermingle seamlessly, creating an immersive narrative of discovery and learning. The rivers also host rare wildlife. Otters dart among rocks. Kingfishers flash brilliant blues, and distant Himalayan cranes rise with stately grace. Each encounter underscores the delicate ecosystem that relies on these waters, blending thrills with reflection and inspiring awe. As the sun begins to set over emerald valleys, the rivers wind toward the horizon, carrying life and stories onward. Their journey hints at the cultural celebrations, music, and colors that pulse through the region, inviting the audience to experience another dimension of the Himalayas. With this natural rhythm guiding the narrative, the adventure naturally leads to the next chapter, Festival of Peaks, where human joy and cultural heritage unfold against the majestic backdrop of the mountains as rivers meander through emerald valleys. The mountains awaken with color and celebration. Villages prepare for local festivals, where music, dance, and laughter ripple across terraced fields. The camera glides through bustling streets, capturing fluttering prayer flags, vibrant textiles, and the aromatic haze of incense. The Himalayas, towering silently above, watch over these moments of human joy, creating a stunning juxtaposition between serenity and exuberance. Children dart through the crowds, their laughter blending with the rhythmic beats of drums and flutes. Locals dressed in traditional garb perform intricate dances, each movement a story passed through generations. The narrator reflects on how culture thrives even in extreme altitudes, shaped by the mountain's challenges and celebrated in moments of collective delight. Humor emerges naturally, An elder tries to match the dancer's steps, stumbling and laughing, reminding viewers that life here balances tradition with warmth and playfulness. The camera follows artisans weaving intricate patterns, bakers preparing, local delicacies, and musicians tuning instruments, showing how daily life merges seamlessly with celebration. Aerial shots reveal entire valleys transformed into a living mosaic of color, echoing the mountains' grandeur below. Even amidst festivities, the peaks remain ever-present, grounding the human experience with awe-inspiring scale, adventure, subtly. Travelers attempt traditional dances, learning the rhythms while balancing on uneven stone streets. And trekkers explore festival trails that wind through forested paths and cliff-edge viewpoints. Each step combines thrill with cultural immersion, allowing viewers to feel both the exhilaration of movement and the emotional resonance of community as dusk descends. Torches illuminate gathering crowds, casting long shadows across mountain slopes. Laughter softens into whispers as the day's energy settles into calm reflection. The mountains, silent witnesses to centuries of ritual and revelry, prepare for another kind of wonder, one of quiet night skies, celestial mysteries, and intimate human connection. The festival's vibrant energy gently fades, leading the journey toward the next chapter, Night Under the Stars, where the Himalayas reveal their serene, contemplative beauty and invite personal introspection under the endless sky. As festival lights dim and laughter drifts into the distance, the Himalayas take on a serene, almost mystical presence. Our cameras follow trekkers setting up camp on a quiet ridge, where the air is crisp, and the silence is punctuated only by the distant rush of a river and the whisper of wind through pine needles. The mountains, colossal and eternal, seem to exhale, inviting reflection and reverence. Night descends like a velvet curtain, revealing a sky so vast it feels infinite. Stars pierce the darkness, their brilliance mirrored by glacial rivers far below. The Milky Way stretches overhead, a river of light threading through the cosmos, while occasional shooting stars streak past, eliciting gasps of awe from the campers. The narrator reflects on the smallness of humanity against this cosmic canvas, yet celebrates the intimacy of experiencing such grandeur firsthand. Flickering campfires cast warm light on tired faces, capturing quiet conversations, shared stories, and laughter that floats into the night. Humor blends seamlessly with wonder, and attempted storytelling ghost tale ends in giggles, while a curious Himalayan fox pauses nearby, peering curiously at the flickering flames before vanishing into the shadows. These moments underscore the delicate balance between thrill and tranquility, adventure and reflection, that defines the Himalayan journey. Cinematic drone shots sweep over starlit peaks and valleys, showing glaciers glowing faintly under the moonlight. The interplay of light and shadow creates an almost ethereal visual, enhancing the emotional resonance of this quiet night. As campers gaze upward, the narrator muses on how the mountains inspire both personal introspection and a profound connection to nature's eternal rhythm. Morning feels distant yet imminent, and the ridge offers glimpses of the adventure yet to come: steep ridges, rushing rivers, and untouched alpine meadows. The night under the stars has prepared both body and spirit for the challenges ahead. With hearts renewed and senses heightened, our journey naturally leads into the next chapter, Trails of Adventure, where courage, exhilaration, and breathtaking landscapes converge on the ultimate paths of exploration. Morning breaks with a golden glow over jagged peaks, and the mountain trails awaken under the soft warmth of the sun. Our cameras follow trekkers and adventurers as they lace up boots, tighten straps, and prepare to navigate some of the Himalayas' most exhilarating paths. The air is crisp and thin, carrying both the scent of pine and the thrill of challenge. A reminder that every step on these trails is a test of courage and endurance. The journey begins along narrow ridges, where sheer drops vanish into misty valleys below. Each turn offers both suspense and beauty. Rushing waterfalls cascade into hidden gorges. Wildflowers cling to rocky outcrops, and distant peaks glint with snow that has lasted millennia. The narrator's voice reflects on the delicate balance between thrill and safety, emphasizing the respect these paths demand. Adventure is not just physical, it is a mental and emotional test, revealing the human capacity for resilience and awe. Trekking. Groups navigate hidden trails that wind through alpine meadows and dense forests. Paragliders take off from high ridges, soaring above the valleys with breathtaking grace. River crossings and narrow stone bridges inject an element of risk that keeps hearts racing. The camera captures moments of triumph, laughter echoing across cliffs, hands gripping ropes with determination, and faces flushed with exhilaration. Humor flickers in small mishaps, a slip on wet rock, a playful shout as someone narrowly avoids a puddle, adding warmth and relatability to the intense adventure. As the sun climbs higher, the trails lead to panoramic viewpoints where the Himalayas stretch endlessly in all directions. Here, every vista is a reward, each peak a testament to nature's grandeur and the human drive to explore. The narrative highlights that these trails are not merely routes, they are journeys of discovery, where personal limits are tested and stories are forged in the shadow of giants. As afternoon shadows lengthen, the paths begin to descend toward villages and settlements tucked into the mountainside. The adventurer's energy softens into reflection, preparing for human connection and cultural encounters ahead. The trails, while exhilarating, now guide the story toward people whose lives are interwoven with these peaks. The camera pans toward distant homes, smoke rising from chimneys, hinting at stories of resilience and community. The journey naturally flows into the next chapter, Faces of the Himalaya, where the mountain's human dimension comes alive through encounters, anecdotes, and heartfelt interactions. Descending from the thrill of alpine trails, the journey now focuses on the people who call the Himalayas home. Villages cling to mountainsides like miniature fortresses, smoke curling from stone chimneys into crisp morning air. The camera captures intimate portraits, farmers tending terraced fields, children racing along cliff-edge paths, and elders seated in quiet courtyards, their eyes reflecting wisdom earned over decades. The peaks loom above, constant witnesses to lives shaped by both hardship and wonder. Local guides share stories of survival, from enduring harsh winters to navigating lands where avalanches and landslides are an ever-present threat. Their voices carry humor, resilience, and pride, painting a vivid picture of human adaptability. A shepherd laughs as his flock of goats jostles on a steep ridge, narrowly avoiding a tumble, while a group of children teaches trekkers traditional songs. Bridging cultural gaps with laughter and music, these moments balance thrill with warmth, showing that life in the Himalayas is as dynamic as the mountains themselves. Monks, artisans, and nomads appear in the narrative, revealing spiritual devotion, artistic heritage, and nomadic traditions that have persisted for centuries. Cameras linger on hands, weaving intricate patterns. Faces lined by years of sun and wind, and eyes bright with curiosity and kindness. The Himalayas are more than a backdrop. They are partners in a human story, shaping character, culture, and perspective as the day unfolds. The camera pans to markets and village gatherings where spices, textiles, and local crafts flourish. Narration emphasizes the interconnectedness of people and place. Survival, celebration, and culture all flow from the mountain's rhythms. Humor and lighthearted moments continue to punctuate the narrative, a playful dog chasing a goat, children mimicking climbers on ridges, reminding viewers of the joy that persists even in rugged environments. As sunlight fades and shadows stretch across valleys, Faces of the Himalaya leave a lasting impression. Resilient, vibrant, and intimately tied to the peaks above. These human stories, filled with laughter, struggle, and inspiration, guide us naturally toward the grand finale. The mountains and the people who dwell among them lead the journey to the final chapter, giants beyond the horizon, where reflection, awe, and the eternal majesty of the Himalayas converge in a breathtaking conclusion. As the sun rises over distant peaks, out the Himalayas unfold in a panorama of white and gold, their jagged summits stretching toward the heavens. From the valleys below to the icy ridges above, the mountains command awe and respect. the camera sweeps across endless peaks, glaciers, and hidden valleys, capturing the vast scale that has defined every step of our journey. This is the culmination, the moment to reflect on what these giants represent: power, beauty, endurance, and inspiration. We revisit the trails, rivers, and villages explored along the journey. Now framed in a grand contemplative light, monks. Prayers echo faintly across ridges, rivers shimmer in sunlight, and laughter from hidden villages drifts up the slopes, reminding viewers that life flourishes even in the most extreme environments. The Himalayas, colossal yet intimate, serve as a backdrop to both human courage and nature's quiet mastery. Adventure, discovery, and reflection converge here in a cinematic celebration of the mountains' eternal presence. Narration reflects on the Himalayas' enduring influence. These peaks have shaped civilizations, inspired legends, and tested the limits of human endeavor. Climbers who conquered impossible ridges, villagers who carved homes from stone, and wildlife that thrives in hidden valleys all tell the same story. The Himalayas are alive, constantly growing and shifting, yet timeless in their majesty. Animated sequences depict tectonic plates still colliding, glaciers moving imperceptibly, and rivers carving the landscape, reminding viewers that the giants beyond the horizon are never truly static. Cinematic drone shots reveal breathtaking vistas, suns spilling across icefalls, clouds swirling around distant summits, and valleys bathed in golden haze. The narrator invites viewers to pause, reflect, and feel the profound connection between humans and these colossal mountains. Humor and warmth punctuate the narrative goats, balancing on cliffs, children waving from villages, and travelers sharing moments of awe, underscoring the harmony between adventure, life, and nature. As shadows lengthen and the day draws to a close, the journey shifts inward. The audience is left with both exhilaration from the adventures and quiet reverence for the Himalayas' timeless presence. These giants, ever growing and enduring, continue to inspire exploration, reflection, and respect. The final frames linger on a sunset over the highest peaks, their silhouettes fading into the horizon, leaving viewers with a sense of awe, wonder, and possibility. The journey ends here, but the mountain story is infinite, an invitation to return, explore, and witness the living majesty of Earth's greatest giants. The Himalayas, eternal and towering, remain a testament to nature's grandeur, human courage, and the endless pursuit of wonder.